My name is Deane, and I'm here today to talk about my grief and how I've grown and gained strength through that grief. And this is to honor National Grief Day. So, the grief that has impacted my life has been the loss of my husband. He passed in 2024. His name was Angel. Um, we were married 4 years, going on 5 that year. He was my high school sweetheart. Um, I've known him since 17, 18 years old. Um, so he was a big, big part of my life, a big part of my adult life and my youth as well. I think that really comes down to my children. Um, they're my reason, my motivation, my propelling forward and momentum that I get from them. They're definitely my strength, as well as my beauty. Seeing them grow and bring their father with them, if that makes sense, in their own lives. Whether it's for my son, at least a memory. For my daughter, maybe seeing her dad in a picture. Things that remind them of him, or things that they want to share with him. I think there's great beauty in a child and the way that they view life, um, innocently, um, the way that they view life purely. Um, and I think that observing grief through their eyes um, is very insightful, enlightening, healing as well, because it's not even necessarily grief that they're experiencing. And as an adult, as a human, a person, I'm like struggling to find the words for this. It's not even grief that they're experiencing necessarily. It's celebration of life. Maybe more acceptance in that sense, because they don't know any better. They don't know the trials and tribulations of growing up and maybe losing more people. This happened when before my son turned 3 and 2 days before my daughter's first birthday. So in a sense, they've known nothing else. Even though it was a significant loss, to see them celebrate is healing for me. For someone who may be experiencing something similar to myself, my advice, as far as what has helped me personally, is to really find your group, your crew, your village. And as a side note, I will say that I think even in processing my grief, I became very particular of who I allowed within that space of healing, within my children's own space of healing. And sometimes I think that even was a blessing, to trim my village tree, from people who maybe weren't as present, or even for people who really stepped up and showed up for me and my kids. They got added into my tree versus, snipped. So like a little bonsai, I guess that's kind of how I would like to imagine my own village, to create your own little bonsai tree, and cultivate that, water it as well, because I think a lot of times what I experienced was wanting to shut down and shut off, close people out, um, which may help in its own process. But I do think that those who were present and who wanted to make their presence known to me reached out even a little bit here and there. But I also had to um, do my part in maintaining those relationships as well if I wanted their support. Um, so I will say cultivate your bonsai, because I think that was very healing for me, to trim my tree, grow a few branches out here and there, because there really was a group, and I have my group now, my village, through my process.
I'm just a man, to me you're all I am. Where the hell am I supposed to go? I'm poisoning myself again. Something in the orange tells me you're never coming home. If you leave today, I'll just stare at the way the orange touches all things around. The grass, trees, and dew, how I just hate you. Please turn those headlights around.